Have you ever wondered why so many people think women and men are supposed to compete instead of simply grow in their own strengths? In today's world, there's a growing feeling among many women that they have to constantly match or outperform men in almost every area of life: career, independence, lifestyle, confidence, and even emotional strength. What's interesting is that most men don't actually see themselves as part of this competition at all. They're not trying to beat women or measure themselves against them. So why does this sense of competition exist? A lot of it comes from modern messaging. Many women are raised hearing phrases like, "Be strong," "Never depend on anyone," and "Prove you can do everything yourself." These ideas are empowering on the surface, but over time, they can create a pressure to show that you can do everything traditionally seen as masculine, even when no one is asking you to. This pressure doesn't come from men, it comes from society's comparison culture. And while independence is great, turning everything into a competition drains happiness and creates unnecessary tension in relationships. Most men today are focused on their own responsibilities and personal growth, not outperforming women. So when a woman says things like, "I earn more than most guys my age," or "I can handle everything on my own," men aren't intimidated. They're simply unsure why achievements are being framed as challenges. Men and women often evaluate value differently. Many men naturally look for connection, warmth, and emotional safety, while many women are drawn to confidence, stability, and maturity. These traits aren't competing traits, they're complementary ones. When a relationship begins to feel like two people trying to one-up each other instead of supporting each other, the emotional bond weakens. I once heard a story about a man whose girlfriend unknowingly treated everything like a competition. If he fixed something, she tried to fix something bigger. If he planned a nice date, she planned an even more elaborate one. If he had a stressful day, she explained how her day was more stressful. She wasn't trying to push him away, she simply believed she had to constantly prove she was capable. But the result was that he stopped feeling like a partner and started feeling like an opponent. He didn't leave because she was successful. He left because everything felt like a scoreboard instead of a relationship. Psychologists often emphasize that men and women tend to have different natural strengths, not better or worse, just different. Some people are naturally more logical and direct, while others are naturally empathetic and relationship-focused. Some prefer doing things alone, while others prefer connecting and collaborating. These differences are meant to complement each other. Every strong partnership, whether romantic or professional, works not because both people are the same, but because they balance each other's strengths and weaknesses. Trying to erase these differences or compete against them usually creates unnecessary stress, not fulfillment. Today's comparison culture, especially online, makes things worse. Social media encourages people to constantly measure themselves against others. Who earns more, who succeeds earlier, who's more independent, who's more desirable. But relationships don't grow in environments where everyone is trying to win. They grow in environments where people are allowed to be different without feeling judged for it. Many women who feel pressure to compete actually aren't competing with men. They're competing with unrealistic expectations, with social standards, or even with their own fear of appearing weak. But strength doesn't come from competing. Strength comes from confidence, emotional intelligence, and knowing your own value without needing to compare it to someone else's. The most fulfilling relationships happen when both partners stop trying to prove themselves and start understanding each other. Men want to feel appreciated and valued. Women want to feel supported and understood. When both sides work together instead of against each other, partnerships become smoother, kinder, and more meaningful. At the end of the day, the idea that women must compete with men is a modern belief shaped by pressure, not reality. Men and women succeed best when they lean into their strengths, respect each other's differences, and build together rather than compete. The goal isn't to outshine each other, it's to grow together. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever seen this competition dynamic in real life or felt it yourself? Share your experience in the comments. And let's talk honestly about how expectations shape our relationships and happiness today. So the real power begins the moment a woman stops competing and starts evolving. Tell me, do you agree?